Prince Shooting Diamond and Princess Rose, a true story by Switched Up. Long ago, in a northern part of Equestria, there was a small kingdom ruled by two unicorns who wished to have a child. And one day they received a son. And both of them were so happy, but they were even more excited and blessed to see that their son was not a unicorn. He was an alicorn. Every pony in the kingdom was so excited and happy to see an alicorn prince to be born. In the next few years of the story of the life, the son was named Shooting Diamond, and he was quickly to learn about flying and magic. He was so happy to have so great life with his parents, but one day everything took a drastic turn. Because one day a large group of dragons arrived into the kingdom and started to burn everything. Guards, take them down, said the king to the guards. You guards, take them down. The king gave orders to the royal guard to protect the family and the citizens in the kingdom. But it was too much. They just came more dragons, and the dragons avoided the magic spells from the unicorns and Pegasus. But then, the dragons destroyed by burning down their entire city of the capital, and the last thing was to stand was the royal castle. But then, right in the middle of all this fighting, 12 dragons spread so strong fire against the castle, and it burned down to the ground. The entire king's castle was burned down, but there were no survivors, except for one. Shooting Diamond survived. He was still in the castle, but he managed to survive by using a spell to protect himself by a shield. He climbed out from the rubble from the castle and still looked at the sky to see if the dragons were still there. But they weren't. They were long gone. Among the ruins of the castle, he looked for his parents, but he did find them. But they were long gone. Mom, Dad, said the prince. Now he was truly alone in the world, and now he was only 8 years old. He had no other family left, no friends. The entire kingdom was gone. Shooting Diamond didn't know what to do. His parents had told him about Equestria, all the creatures that were still there. But he was hoping to find someone who survived. He searched from the entire city, but no other pony had survived. He stayed at the castle ruins for a few days before he decided to leave. Every time he went to someone close to some other ponies, he hid himself, hoping that they wouldn't see him, because he think he was cursed, since he was an alicorn. Everywhere he went, he could only see Pegasi, unicorn, or earth pony, but no other alicorns. So, to hide himself from the rest of the pony kind, he used a cloak to hide his wings, so pretend to be a unicorn. Over this time, over the next few years, he learned new magic by studying other ponies, but they using magic, and he even worked in a few towns over the last few years after that how to earn some money to at least some buy some food or had some shelter for the winter. But over this time, he felt still lonely, and he had no true friend. Until one day, after 300 years of walking around entire Equestria, and now, as full grown, he wondered if he ever find someone like him. And one day, when he was walking around in a forest nearby where he lived for a short time, he heard a voice. But it was not another usually voice. It was a lovely, beautiful voice. He felt like he was drawn to this voice, and he hid by some bushes, and then he saw her. Shooting Diamond looked through the bushes and saw a beautiful Pegasus female laying on the ground next a small pond and singing to the birds around her. He was listening to her singing, and while he was listening, it felt like he was in trance. Just then, he was about to leave, then he stepped on a branch that said crack, and she turned around and saw him in the bushes, and he was scared that she was not going to scream, so he started to run away, but she somehow left the area by flying over him and landed in front of him. He was scared enough to say anything. "Hi, who are you?" she asked. "I'm Shooting Diamond," said Shooting Diamond. "I never seen you here before," she said. "Nope, I'm actually not from here. I'm far away," said Shooting Diamond. "Where from?" "From the north." "The north? I never heard any pony live there so much." "No, I used to, but I have been moved around so much, so I don't really have a real home by now," he said. Then she introduced herself. "My name is Rose. Nice to meet you." But then she heard a strange noise from Shooting's door. "Oh, oh, are you hungry?" "Yeah, I haven't even eaten much today." "Oh," but then just before that, she started to whistle, and the birds came out to her, and she talked to them, and they suddenly flew away, and in the next moment they came back with a lot of berries and some fruits. "Here, but did you talk to the birds?" "Yeah, I can talk to animals," she said. "I had never met any other pony that can talk to animals." "No, I don't think that's a common," she said. "I see you're a unicorn." "No, not exactly," he said. "But because when he was with her, he felt confident." "Can I show you something? But promise not be afraid," he said. "I promise." Then he removed the cloak, and she showed him that he had wings and a horn. Are you an alicorn?" "Yes, my name is Prince Shooting Diamond. I haven't shown myself like this before any other ponies since my parents was killed." "Killed? How?" "Yes, my parents was killed when I was just 8 years old." "But how?" "Well, all started like this." Then Shooting Diamond told everything about his past, what happened to his family, and what he has done over the last 300 years. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. I lost my mom when I was born, and my father died when I was 10. So I lived with a few friends and a family over the next few years. But now I live my own. I'm sorry to hear that. At that moment, Shooting Diamond felt that his heart was beating faster and faster, because in the light from the trees, he thought that Rose was the most beautiful pony he has ever seen. "Where do you live now?" asked Rose. "Um, in a small shed which I made not far from here. But I don't believe I will stay here much longer." "Maybe you can stay with my place. I have at least a roof enough for you," she said. "Are you sure I not intrude you in your home?" "No," she said. Then she took him to a small cabin in the forest. "It is not much, but it is my home." She showed him to a small bedroom upstairs, which he could use as his own room. And Shooting Diamond, he was so grateful that Rose let him stay there. And for the next few weeks, he helped her so much around at the cabin and with her animal friends. And over the next few months, at almost 3 years, Shooting Diamond remained at Rose Cabbage or cottage. She was actually more kind than any pony had been to him, and he really had much stronger feelings for her. And so one day, he decided, should he ask her to marry her or not? But then, he used his own magic to make a ring. He was now prepared to ask her to marry her, but even she said no. One afternoon, Rose was on the backside of the cottage and helping her animal friends. Shooting Diamond, he was now ready to ask about if she wanted to be his wife. Then he walked up to her and said, "Rose, can I ask you something?" "Sure," she said. He was now a little bit excited and nervous, but mostly nervous. He took out the ring and asked, "Will you marry me?" And Rose got tears in her eyes and said yes over and over. And they decided to get married right away. So they went to a nearby town where they got married. But then they asked themselves, where will they move and live? In a cottage? Maybe? But then, suddenly, 3 older stallions came up to Shooting Diamond. They recognized him as the prince of the fallen kingdom in the north. They were 3 guards. 2 of them were guards and 1 was an advisor to the former king. They explained to the Shooting Diamond that they had survived, among others many ponies as well. Several other ponies that did survive by taking shelter in caves nearby. But they were too afraid to leave the caves for almost a week. Before they came out, he was gone, and everyone else. They had to start to rebuild the city, but without the king, no one to rule them. So, Your Highness, do you want to take over your father's kingdom? Sri Diamond was thinking about that. Yes, to honor my father and my mother, I will take over the rule of my kingdom. And then he introduced himself to his queen, Rose, or Princess Rose, which she preferred to call it. They later moved back to her kingdom, and he was surprised to see that the entire city and castle was rebuilt, but in more new designer. But after a few years of marriage, Rose told Shuri Diamond that she was pregnant, and she was having a son soon, and did have a son, which they both were happy for to have. And they named their son Winter Star. Winter Star had inherited his father's speed, strength, and courage. He became so strong so he became member of the royal guard, even he's the crown prince. But his father approved him to be member of the royal guard. And after several years, he was actually get married and had 3 sons of his own. And even his sons was told about their grandfather. Well, their great grandfather, and about his story, how they passed away during the fight against the dragons. But Winter Star, he was proud to be the crown prince of the entire kingdom.